Hello everyone, this is Mr. Rarig, math teacher at Jefferson Middle School. I'm creating this video for both students and for parents to show them how that we're going to use Google Classroom in math class this year. Each teacher in the middle school uses Google Classroom a lot, and each teacher uses it differently. After you watch this video, if you have any specific questions on how Google Classroom works, you feel free to email me at brarig@delphicityschools.org, and I will gladly go over those questions with you. Google Classroom is going to be a very important app that we're going to be using this year. I can anticipate that this school year is going to be very interesting, to say the least, so therefore I want to make sure that we all understand how it's going to be used. Now, to get to Google Classroom, you can access it through any computer. The kids will have Chromebooks here at school that they can use. But at home, you can go to any computer, tablet. You just need to open up Google Chrome and sign in. It'll be a sign in at the top right. I'm already signed in under Google. So from there, once you're signed in, I'm going to click this little waffle looking thing here. And it has all the Google apps that you have access to. I'm going to click on Classroom. Now, once students get signed up and logged into each classroom that they have, they should get something that looks like this. This is my Google Classroom. I have one for each of my classes that I teach, as well as for the football team that I coach. I'm going to use Math Period 1. They're going to be very similar to what each math class is like. The first thing that you'll notice is at the top there's these different tabs. The two that students are going to have to use the most are the stream and the classwork. Now, some teachers use the stream and it has every announcement, posting, and students can access work through this. Sometimes I feel like this gets a little cluttered. So what I will use the stream for is to make any announcements. So if I need to mention something to the class, like a reminder that Study Island is due 3 days from now, or don't forget to bring certain material to class, or I could just also send a message to individual students right here. It'll pop up right in the box, and then it'll just list it from in date order. The main tab that we're going to be using is the classwork tab. So I'm going to click on that and show you how it's organized and how you can access this. First, I'm going to have weekly class assignments or lessons right up there. A lot of times that will be Study Island or maybe Khan Academy if we're working on that. Or maybe there's a longer lesson that I might give more than one day to work on. I will publish those right there. Here will be the daily class assignments and lessons. Usually these are practice, things that we'll go over in class the next day, not necessarily graded, but we'll be given an effort grade assignment. Each of these, the weekly class and the daily class assignments, will have due dates on them. Students need to make sure that they look at those due dates so that they can have their assignments turned in on time. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a textbook in 6th grade. We used a curriculum called Eureka Math. And so, therefore, since we don't have a book, I've created some resources that should be very helpful to students. Each of these are broken up into 5 units called modules, and I have them in order. We will go in order with them, starting with Module 1. I've got a list of the worksheets that we will use in class. So if we click on that, it's just a PDF version of the worksheet that each student will get in class. Now, I understand that sometimes students will miss because of sickness or other reasons, or maybe they forgot their paper at school. It happens. These can be printed off. And these can be printed off at any time. But it's just a blank version of the notes that we will fill out together in class. There's one for each lesson that we will do throughout the module. Now, if I look, I'm going to look again at that worksheet. notice that there are examples and there are exercises as well. That leads me into the next resource that I've created. These are little videos that go along with that. So if I click on lesson 1, it goes along with that worksheet that we just saw. There are 3 videos here. This one deals with just the example 1. This one deals with example 2 and exercise 1. And this one deals with exercise 2. They're all short little videos. These are the same exact examples that we will go over in class. However, like I said, students miss. This would be a great way to keep up with work. Also, if parents want to help their student at home, I know it's very difficult without a book, and some of these things you may not have learned or dealt with in a while, or it's learned differently than what you were used to when you were in school, parents. So you're welcome to watch these videos. I'll click on one and let you see what I'm talking about here. I'm not going to go through all of it, but you can see that that example right there that I'm going to be working out matches exactly the example that's on the worksheet. There's videos for each lesson that we are going to cover in class. Now notice here it goes from 9 to 11. We won't be doing lesson 10. The next resources that I have are my notes. So if we look at lesson 1, it's simply the worksheet, but I filled it out. This way parents can use this as a resource, or students can get their notes caught up. I don't fill out everything. A lot of times I leave the problem set blank, because a lot of times these are the homework that we'll be working on and going over in class. But there is a set of teacher notes for each lesson in the module. And if you keep on scrolling, you will see that there are more of those for each of those modules. At the very bottom, I have some mini lessons that we will do throughout the year, and also there are going to be times when the kids will do a review. I won't take it for a grade, but I leave the answer key on there so they can check it, see if they're doing it right, and ask any questions there. If there's any additional resources, I'll put those on there as well as a post. I encourage you to check this out, explore these things, become familiar with it. There's always the chance this school year we'll have to shut down or quarantine or something like that, and we will have to keep teaching new lessons throughout this year, and I'll be using Google Classroom and these resources that I just went over to teach those classes, as well as sources like Google Meet. I can create a Google Meet link, set a time, students can link onto that, we can go over some problems together. If there's ever a question or a problem, please feel free to email me. That's the best way that I can be reached. Phones don't always work because I'm going to be at the high school at times, classes I might be teaching. It just works out best with email, and I will get back with you as soon as possible. And we'll do whatever we need to do in order to get your student the help that they need. Once again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me, and I hope this video was helpful to you.